And a very good day to all my viewers. It's Sunday, October 1st, 2023. It's 11:11 a.m. Eastern Canadian time, and we are here at the Exporail Museum, where I will be putting together a nice collage of different videos on the different exhibits they have here. And this is to celebrate 5,000 subscribers on my channel. So enjoy. All right, to start off with here, we got an old single level AMT rail car here. This is 827. And right behind it, we have the old gallery car, which I never got the chance to ride, but here it is. All right, to start off with, we have an old AMT single level rail car here. Now these ones aren't open right now, but look in the window, you'll see very nice seats, very cool seats. And over here we have the old gallery car, double level, I guess the ancestor of the multi-level and bi-level. And that's a 900 unit. This one here is 827. This one here is 900. This one as well is closed off, but if you look inside, you'll see the seats. Very cool. And there's our old AMT logo, which I know a lot of fellow transit fans appreciate. You can see how large and appreciate how large those doors are on this one. Get a view of the front here. Very large car. Alright, so in this section we have some more interesting trains. We got some locomotives here, some old CP rail locomotives. Looks like it's 4237 in the front. This one's 4563. And this one here is 5903. So see what's coming up next. So here's another cool feature. Look at this. This is looks like a roundabout, and this turns, and I guess it changes the trains to different tracks depending on where you want to go. You don't see these much anymore, at least not in the Montreal area. I'm sure they still exist in some busier rail yards throughout the world. But yeah, pretty interesting to see. So here's another CP rail train. This one's a passenger train. That says here Dayliner 9250. Looks like a dome car, but that's actually, I think, an engine compartment or something up top there. So take a look around here and see what we can see. Get a closer look. Pretty interesting. And then here we have a CN locomotive. This just says 30 on it. And over here we have, looks like an old train maintenance vehicle. That's actually an STM logo. Because at one point in history, the STM was running, before the AMT and EXO, they were running the commuter trains here in the Montreal and surrounding areas, the suburbs and that. So what EXO is now, used to be the STM running it. Then came the AMT, and then now we have EXO running it. So pretty cool history if you think about it. All right, here's another view here of locomotive 30 of CN, and we have some different rail cars here as well. CNR boxcar looks like. Some flatbeds. This says Grand Trunk on it, from the Grand Trunk Railway. And over here is another CP rail boxcar. And there's an old truck there, an old Exporail truck. An old Ford. Don't know if it's still in service. Alright, there it is, a CP rail boxcar. We'll make our way to the museum next, inside I should say. Let's see what we could see inside on this beautiful Sunday, October 1st. All right, so here we are. We are at a Via Rail, an old Via Rail locomotive, 6921. Look at this beauty. This is from, I think, the 80s. I could be wrong. What I'll do is I'll also look up everything that I'm filming here and get some links for you guys to check it out. Pretty cool locomotive. That's of course an old Via Rail one. And I remember these when I was much younger. And we'll go over here. And there's some more locomotives here. This one, St. Lawrence and Atlantic, Quebec. So there's, looks like 3569 SLQ. And there is an old AMT locomotive, 1311. And that's where I just was before, on the other side there. And it looks like another old passenger car there, or maybe even, could even be for where the crew used to stay. Or even some kind of generator car back there. Pretty cool. Alright, so we're now in the main building of the museum, or one of the main buildings. And we're actually going to get to walk around here and actually go on some of these locomotive trains and other types of trains. Not sure what this is. This may have been an old tour car where they would give tours of different places. So there's a Canadian National 6765 MPA 18A. There's looks like an old steam engine. And over here, oh, here we are. This is an observation tour. 10 miles around the two mountains, 25 cents. So this was probably an old tour car for the Deux-Montagnes, Two Mountains area. But look at the size of these wheels here on this steam locomotive. That's incredible. Over here we have some more tram cars, different tram cars. Isn't that beautiful? Wow, historical. There's a Canadian National. Looks like an old locomotive as well. There's another old rail car. 1944. The last electric streetcar built for Montreal in its modern form of North American streetcar. So this is an historical one. This is the last streetcar built for Montreal. Look at that. That's amazing. 3517. Here's another one right here. I'm not sure which one's older, which one's younger. If you want to pause the video and read this. This is Montreal Tramways Company number 2222, built by Canadian Car and Foundry Company, Montreal. And it was built in 1910, this one. There's a Canadian Pacific. We're going to be going in there in a moment. And apparently this was a rail grinder. It says grinder on the side. Pretty impressive. Let's go inside here, guys. I think it's, oh no, it's not open, this one. We'll go inside this locomotive here and take a look. Now, even if you can't go in, you can at least see through the window here, which is perfect. That's historical. Alright, so for this next segment, we're going to be going on a nice train ride here on this old CN train. CN passenger train. This should be kind of cool. And check this out now. So it is worth mentioning that, of course, CN did at one time have passenger service. So I'll sit here by the window and enjoy the ride. so here we go. This is definitely a cool experience. So apparently this goes to a little train station at the end of the line here, and it comes back again, I believe. Well, that was interesting. There's a pretty cool old rail crossing signal. Look at that. And we were just on this train here. See what else we can see here at Exporail. There's another Canadian Pacific passenger car there. All right, let's check out this Canadian Pacific It's like a steam engine here, steam locomotive. Take a look inside. Oh, this was the one we saw earlier from another angle. Check this out. This is a snowplow train. What a beauty. CNR 55063. So obviously this was used to clear snow from the railways. Beautiful, beautiful. Alright, here's another cool locomotive. What is this? RS. Not sure what rail company this was from. Nice yellow though. Nice stripes. And here's another beautiful locomotive right here. Canadian National 3684. So here's a really old train that says John Molson on it. And there's pieces of wood, so I wonder if this was probably what was used to heat the steam. There's another view of our Canadian National 3684 from this side. Now look at this, looks like a Hydro-Quebec logo on the side here. There's a CP Rail 4744. Looks like it's been restored pretty nicely. Better view here of this snowplow train. Let's check out this caboose here and we'll go inside. Alright, so if you've ever wondered what the inside of a caboose looked like when it was fully functional, you're going to see right now. There it is. So this is where the engine crew and train crew would stay. We have a stove in here. Utensils, a sink, some nice old photos here, and a place to sleep as well. So of course the caboose is not used often anymore, if at all. I like these domes, natural light that was let in. We even have the original signage here. And of course back then it was oil lamps that used to be the main source of light. Pretty fascinating. Look at this beauty. Dominion of Canada. Looks like a futuristic looking train from the past, if that makes any sense. BR 60010, 1937, from the United Kingdom. 4489, look at that, you got the old logo there, the old crest. Pretty fascinating. Take a look inside now. Alright, so let's go in here. Check this out. Pretty narrow. Pretty interesting. Look at the size of those steam engines though, massive. So I'll wrap up this indoor section right now. This is wagon train right here. This This is from 1883, ancient. All right, let's go back outside here and see what we could see next here at Exporail. All right, for all you old vehicle and truck lovers out there, check this out here. We're at the Exporail Train Museum here in Saint-Constant, just south of Montreal, more or less. Now look at this old Ford truck here, beautiful. And looks like it's still being used. This here is probably used within the Exporail property. Looks like an old lift truck, scissor lift of some sort. You could tell by the cab and the design, definitely probably 70s, 80s design. Take a look inside here on the driver's side. Reminds me of an old fire engine too. A lot of them had these designs. Pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, something interesting. Alright, so we got some memorabilia here, some old train stuff here in the main pavilion. Some old model trains and whatnot. Some old utensils and some old signage, pictures, that sort of thing. Authentic train memorabilia. Look at the size of these. Wow. These are giant model trains. An old timetable. Look at this, some more old model trains. Some clocks. There's an old bell. Some more old railway hats and that. Pretty fascinating. All right, we're here at the model train exhibit, the model railway exhibit here. Now we got some Via trains, Canadian Pacific trains, and here we are. We got some AMT bi-level trains. Look at that, that's cool. And here we have the multi-levels. Bombardier multi-levels. Ontario Northern. And we got some more here, pretty nice layout. And over here some more dome cars. Probably be seeing the Siemens Chargers here eventually. Check over here as well now. There's Thomas the Tank Engine. Pretty nice design. Alright, let's take a look here at our next stop, the main pavilion, the big part here. Alright, let's make our way here through the different aisles of the main pavilion. There's another Canadian Pacific 70777. Another Canadian National. There's an old refrigerator car right there. Some old signaling equipment. Track switch mechanism. Transmission, it looks like. There's an old tank car right there, a tanker car. That's what the old oil tank cars used to look like, chemical tanks. Pretty cool. There's probably a vehicle car or something where you put vehicles, tractors, and whatnot. Alright, let's go inside here and check out this Canadian National 9400 car. Take a look inside. So here's, looks like the engine room. You can smell the oil and all that. There's cylinders. Now here's your cab. Not bad. Really cool to see this. There's an old Canadian Pacific car, actual vehicle car. An engine block or something. There's another caboose. Looks similar to the one I filmed earlier. There's another Canadian Pacific passenger rail car. We'll make our way this way. And of course, I will be wrapping it all up with an MR63 railcar video. Wonder if we can go inside of there. It's pretty fancy. It's a school car. That's interesting. Wow, they actually have school cars back in the day. I'll have to see how that worked out. So this is from what year? It says here 1926, or at least this one. Another Canadian National passenger car. Go now to the next aisle. So this will give us a view of the inside. Well, not going inside, but being outside. That's fancy. Reminds me of a rail car I saw at Central Station the other day, where it was an historical, some kind of railway car. Amtrak had it. Oh, we can go in here. I think. Oh, maybe not. At least we could see from here. That's the thing about this museum. It's very interactive. A lot of things are open. You can go inside and look. This is a school car. Imagine that. Sydney and Louisbourg Railway. Here it says 1926, decided to provide 6 school cars for the children of settlers in Northern Ontario. So it was for the settlers. Imagine being back in that time, just spending a week back in history. Another old railway car. Yeah, and I always say, you know, if you ever visit Montreal or Quebec, you got to come to this museum. It's a must-see, especially if you're a transit fan. And even if you're not, it's just something really cool, you know? It's a cool experience. All right, let's see. All right, so here's a Via Rail dome car. This is dedicated to Nathan and Rimouski Labique, who requested I do a little video on this for him. So here it is. I don't think you can go inside, but here it is anyway, from the outside. Here. This is number 15513 of Via Rail Canada. This was from 1954. And they're still doing a restoration of this. So there's the old dome car from Via Rail. So there you go. That one's for you, Nathan and Rimouski. And we got some more rail cars here. Looks like they're doing some conservation work on this one. This is another Canadian Pacific passenger rail car. And we got another, this one looks like it says Saskatchewan, so this is probably from Saskatchewan. And it's actually called the Saskatchewan, from 1883. So this was pretty historical. It says here it was a mobile office, and it was there at many historical events, including driving the last spike in the Canadian Pacific Intercontinental Railway in November 7th, 1885. Imagine that. There's another cool Via Rail locomotive here. We'll get a view underneath here, guys, in a moment. And here, I'm not sure the year of this, but this is definitely one of the older ones. Let's take a look underneath, guys. Out here it tells you actually the year. 1957 until 1978, I think. So, all right, let's go down and check underneath. Pretty cool view. I guess they're air tanks, fuel tanks, water tanks. Here's a turntable, another turntable for the trains. Steam engine. Those train wheels are massive. There's some more steam locomotives. This one's from 1886. So there's a lot of Canadian Pacific trains that were passenger trains. And of course, I guess Via Rail came. And of course, if you're going to the US, there's Amtrak. This looks like a mail train, guys. Let's take a look inside at the mail train here. So here's your typical mail train back in the days. This was used to deliver letters, parcels, that sort of thing. Alright, now we'll keep making our way this way and snake our way around the different corridors. This one looks kind of comfortable. Nice seats. Looks like an automotive car, from automobiles and stuff in. Oh, I see the MR63 coming up. But we'll keep making our way up and down these aisles here. So this is, like I said, the main pavilion. There's another one earlier in the video that you saw with even older trains. So it's really cool that they have one of these rail museums here in Canada. It's important, you know, rail heritage is a big part of our history. Grand Trunk Railway here. Another view here of steam engine cab. This is a sled train used for probably when it was snowing, probably in the north. Oh, for the city actually. Oh, this is here from Montreal. This is from 1886. So it was horses pulling sleds in the streets of Montreal. Imagine having that as service today. That would be pretty cool. Here's another old coach. It says here, coach, passenger railway coach. Pretty small, probably pulled by a horse. But that's how it was back in the day, I guess, you know? Pretty cool. So, even at Exporail, they have train delays. And I was about to take that tram too, so we'll see what happens. Intercolonial. Another Canadian Pacific train. Caboose. And there it is, the MR63 cab, guys, the MR63 train. Alright, so we were just here on this MR63 train, which I'll show you guys at the end of the video. And we'll continue our tour for now. Checking out some more of these cool rail cars here, these passenger tramway cars and whatnot. Trolleys, these are a bunch of trolleys and streetcars. Oh, these are the ones that I think used to be on the Deux Montagnes line, by the way. So there you go. That's those were on the Deux Montagnes line before the MR90s. Right there. That's 6711. In fact, let's read the display here. I don't want to overlook this. So this here, as a replacement of steam power, they used some. These are from the Montreal Tunnel, of course. And these were run via electricity. So this is what was right before the MR90 trains on the Dumontagne line. So we'll continue making our way here. Here's another tram car. That controlled the doors. There's your fare box, fare collector. There's your classic fare box. Here's some more trolleys here as well. And there's one of those tour vehicles we've seen, the observation cars for the Two Mountains line. Alright, so that concludes our tour of this section, and now there's one more section to check out after this. Look at this, we got the MR63 Metro car here. Look at that, there it is. This is the one that was donated to Exporail. And we're going to go inside and check it out. Bring back memories. Boarding one of these. I doubt the cab's open. Nope, and they're smart. They put a guard there because people probably have the key for it. But yeah, there it is. 81-502. The old ventilation units. There's the 2018 Metro map when this was retired. This is your emergency intercom and your emergency brakes when they were in use. And underneath here you would have your fire extinguishers. They locked it, I think they sealed it. Of course, this is where the doors would open between the rail cars. So there it is, the MR63. Yeah, they locked all of these seats. But there it is. Get a view of the cab from at least outside. Looks like they painted it and restored it somewhat. Want to check out the wheels? There's some more stuff here, more little gimmicks. Not sure what these were. But yeah, look at that. Can't get in the cab, but there it is from the outside. Alright, so I was going to take the tram, the street tram here at the museum, but it ran into mechanical problems apparently. So I'm going to keep my ticket for the tram ride for next time I come here. Hopefully soon, and I plan to come here when the MR90 trains are here. So here's my ticket for the streetcar. So I'm going to use this for my next visit. So yeah, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you everyone for 5,000 subscribers. Hope you enjoyed this 5,000 subscriber special. As I always say, as I've said throughout the video, you know, if you live in the area, if you live in Montreal, if you live in Quebec, if you ever visit Montreal, check out the Exporail Museum. It's definitely worth it. And the first Sunday of every month is free for Quebec residents. So once again, thank you everybody. And as I always say, more content to come. Have a good day, everybody.